Hello and welcome to another rendition of the Gaming Z-Pound. As always, I am your host, Chriz, aka The Mole, and today we have a special edition of the Gaming Z-Pound podcast. This is podcast number 3, which is Nintendo. Joining us is, from another gaming site, Stay-at-Home Dad Gamer, or you may know him as Rick the Hammer from X-Pound.
Hello.
Check out his webpage below. Joining us as well, the number 2, my second in command in Gaming Z-Pound, the guy who updates our Facebook page, Marcus Shadow.
Yellow.
From the Wrestling X-Pound, James Phoenix.
I have risen from the ashes once again.
And also from the Wrestling X-Pound, the Fallen Angel.
I shall take you under my wing.
Yeah, if you only actually did that on the actual X-Pound.
It's because this one matters more.
Oh!
Because we're the only one that still produces videos.
Oh!
Heyo.
But yeah,
And he has shown you the light.
yeah.
Oh!
But anyway, it's time to feel the momentum for the Nintendo press conference. But, as always, we're going to go through and look at the pros and cons. Starting us off with their pro will be stay-at-home dad gamer Rick the Hammer.
All right. I'd say my pro is when they showed a little bit of the new Castlevania game for the 3DS, because I'm glad that they're going back to the 2D style for the most part.
And the protagonist was a whip.
Well, yeah, because he's that guy, the guy from Lament of Shadow. Is that what it's called? He's the guy's kid, and he's like Trevor or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, good. Now we get an actual Belmont.
Yay.
With a proper weapon.
Okay. Next pro will be James Phoenix.
My pro will be Christian, and he will lead me to victory on NXT. Yeah, okay, honestly, interestingly, my pro is actually something, I was looking at actually the Lego City Undercover. I've never actually played a Lego game, but just looking at the concept for this game, it seems really cool. It's basically Grand Theft Auto for little kids, which, before you freak out about that, it's essentially you're going around a big free roam city and you're completing different missions, although in this case it's about solving crimes rather than committing them.
It's more like LA Noire for little kids. Because you're.
I'm just reading the article. It says basically GTA for the younger crowd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it did look like Grand Theft Auto mixed with True Crime Los Angeles, where you were the cop.
Yep.
It's like a hybrid, because when you go undercover, you have to act as a criminal and stuff. It looked cool.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I can agree with that.
yeah, so basically the Lego City game looks pretty cool. Again, I've never actually played Lego games before, although I've heard a lot from Marcus and Mole about how cool they are, and I do eventually want to play some. I just never really gotten around to it. But, that's like a pretty cool idea, having a game, because those free-roaming games are really very fun. Those kind of games where you go around and do different missions, and a lot of them are just not available for that younger game crowd who might enjoy it. Even games that initially were, like, anybody who knows me knows I'm a huge fan of the Jack and Daxter series. The first game was rated E for everyone. Kids played, it was fine. Then they went to Jack 2 to a free roam style, and they jacked up to a T for Team with all the innuendo and crap. And it's like, really?
Yep, this is basically the first cartoony, fun-looking Grand Theft Auto style game since probably The Simpsons Hit and Run.
Yep.
And I did like the Simpsons one.
I do have to say, I hope you can build warp pipes like they did it in the demo, because that was awesome.
Yep, and it goes down the pipe. That was awesome.
Press A to go down the pipe.
Yeah. So our next pro then will be both the Fallen Angel and Marcus Shadow share the same pro. I'll let Marcus Shadow lead the pro away.
I'm Batman.
Thank you for that. And what was your pro?
Batman Arkham City Armored Edition. The game just...
You mean Battleized Edition?
Yes, Battleized Edition. No, it looks awesome. Just what they've done with the controller, at least as far as what they've shown in the video. Just the fact that basically the Wii U tablet becomes your detective mode when you turn it on, and it is your utility belt. I just think that's awesome.
Oh, sorry, what did you think about that, Fallen Angel?
No, I think it'll be quite good to have the Armored Edition, to have those new scenes there that weren't there previously. I'd say once they started getting feedback from the game, they did put a lot of thought into it and decided to bring out this new edition of it. Most of the fans will probably enjoy because they are probably the ones that asked for these editions.
Yep, I can agree with that.
Indeed. And I also
It's
do
also
have to
worth
say,
pointing out.
oh,
No, I was gonna say it's also worth pointing out. Apparently, Armored Edition features everything that's in Game of the Year Edition from PS3 and 360.
I was just going to
So you
mention
will
that.
be getting the
I was gonna mention
DLC on
that
the with it.
nice.
Yeah, that's it. That is why I will probably forego buying the PS3 Game of the Year edition and just buy the Wii U one.
hmm I was gonna say it was a nice touch that they got Tara Strong to come in and record Harley Quinn dialogue, voice for specifically for the conference.
Arlene Sorkin would have been better.
Yeah, but she wasn't in the game, so it wouldn't have made sense.
She was in the first game.
Not in the one they're releasing.
No, but still. She would have been better in the one they're releasing.
True.
Yep. But my pro thing, the thing that got me the most hyped up for it is New Super Mario Brothers U. It's no shock here, but when it first came out, I loved the New Super Mario Brothers Wii. I don't care what came out on PS3 and 360 the same year. That was my game of the year. It's 2D Mario again. It's the game I used to play as a kid. I love it. Plus, Flying Squirrel Mario. Words cannot describe how awesome the sentence Flying Squirrel Mario is.
Indeed.
Isn't that basically Tanuki suit with a different tail?
No, because this one, when he does it, the Tanuki suit flies like the raccoon tail he used to go up. This acts more like the cape from Super Mario World, so he can open it up and glide his way down, collecting
And you
the
gotta go
rings.
like down and up, down. And up.
Okay.
Well, coins.
Oh, I missed the cape. The cape was cool.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
And it looks like this one is going to be, because it's more like the cape, it means you're still limited in how you can fly, which will be great for when there's 3 or 4 people on the screen, so someone doesn't just fly the fuck off and leave everyone. However, at the same time, it's limited enough, basically, that they can still fly and enjoy the multiplayer, which is cool. There's also a new mode in it, in New Super Mario Bros. U, which I wasn't sure if anyone here has any feelings about this. Have you heard about the one they're calling like free run mode?
No.
Mm-mm.
Basically, they described it as I'd be holding the Wii U pad, and the rest of you would be holding the Wii pads, and you'd be running along the screen. My job is then to start inserting blocks for you to get over big gaps and to get around enemies. And the more blocks I do and how I do it depends on what your time limit's going to be, so they
that's
can enter
right.
online and compete for the most amount of time. Looks awesome.
That's right, because they mentioned that this brings in a whole new level of speed running.
And griefing.
Yep. Which that's the end of our pros.
Can
now
I-
it's time.
Put in an honorable mention because I feel this deserves to be mentioned.
No, but thanks for the feedback.
Ha ha ha.
I'm kidding. Go ahead, Marcus. Shut up.
I wanted to mention Zombie U.
What the?
No, Zombie U.
But no, that game just looked awesome, and it's a survival horror shooter, and it has to be shooter because of the controls. But it's more survival horror. It's what the current generation and next generation Resident Evil should be. So pay attention, Capcom. And this game is being created by Ubisoft. So yeah, suck it, Capcom.
However, I will mention the reason I didn't put Zombie U on my list is since the press conference, we're doing this more in hindsight. It's not on my list due to hindsight, but they mentioned after the press conference, all the game footage, like and everything you'd seen in the game, was pre-rendered. Even the gameplay stuff was pre-rendered to look better. Therefore, I'm like, okay, if you don't trust us enough to show us your actual gameplay, yeah, I'm not putting you on the list because otherwise, you could basically make me look like an idiot by making the game look like complete crap.
Yeah, but that's just to make the game look better. But the gameplay is still the way the game plays. I imagine they didn't change.
Oh, I agree. They didn't make it change how
And the
way the game
ambiance and everything,
plays.
just the way they made it feel is probably still the same, which is feels like a survival horror, which is what Resident Evil should be.
I agree. I've mentioned before I don't like the new Resident Evils. I've also, like I said, I agree. It looks like it's going to be fun to play. I just mentioned the only reason that wasn't on my list was I don't actually know what the final version looks like,
Mhm.
which how they presented it stopped me putting it on my list.
Ah.
Sort of like when we did the PlayStation conference, the fact they hyped up the Vita all the way through the All Stars stuff stopped me putting All Stars on my
Right.
list.
Fair enough.
Right.
But now we'll
Also-
go on to the cons. Unless, sorry, you had something to say, James?
Like I say, you can't really blame Capcom for Resident Evil because they're too busy making Super Mega Ultra Marvel vs. Capcom 4.
Yep. And now on to the cons. My con, because I normally go in the reverse order. My con is the same as the Fallen Angel. So Fallen Angel, take it away.
Their brand new singing game. If we haven't had enough of them already, they just had to add one more to the pile.
Yeah, that was going to be on my list as well. Fallen Angel, the dancing games, and singing with the fitness, because it was kind of one little block. However, our list, it's not because I don't like it. It's more of the fact I'm not interested in it. It's not that it's bad. I just don't care about it. If you like it, fair enough. The karaoke game, I will give them credit for the fact when the words go down the screen and stuff like that, and you can perform for your family. That could be kind of fun. I can give them props for that. Same thing with the dancing game. Of the fact one person becomes the puppet master and starts to press the buttons, making the people do the dances. Cool. I'm just not interested in it. What does everyone else think? How about you, Marcus Shadow?
Yeah, I can agree with that. I thought the singing game was kind of cool, and I have to agree with the dancing, the whole puppet master thing was cool. But like you said, these cons aren't necessarily things that are bad. It's more things that didn't necessarily interest us. Now, in terms of the Microsoft and Sony one, if you've been listening through the podcast, yeah, those were bad things. But for the most part, especially for Nintendo, because Nintendo, I thought, had a really good conference. It's just stuff we don't have an interest in. If you have an interest in it, that's great. The games looked good. They looked fun. They're just not interesting to us.
I was going to say, to be fair, mine wasn't with the PlayStation because I said the Vita stuff, which, hey, if you've got a Vita, you're more than happy to enjoy that stuff.
True.
I just don't. I have no interest in handheld gaming.
True. But no, there's a niche for party games, and then these look like really fun party games that family and friends can play, and that's been Nintendo's shtick, if you will. The family fun machine, and it's it keeps trudging along, and it works and it sells. So all the more power to them.
Well, I give them credit too for at least when we first came out, and then when Kinect and Move did it, that they took what was different about their system with the screen and at least designed something new for those games using that rather than making it a clone of what would be on, let's say, like Kinect or something.
I agree.
Me too. James?
And as a bonus pro to the con, no Usher.
Wait, did you just put no Usher as a con? What the hell's wrong with you, James?
No, I said as a pro to the con.
So the next negative thing, I will turn it over to James Phoenix.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now I'm going to turn it over to Marcus Shadow.
One of these days, more. One of these days.
To the moon!
To the moon.
Anyway, my con was actually kind of ripping off Mole's con from the Sony conference yesterday, in that he felt that Sony spent too much time talking about the Vita, and I haven't actually watched the video, and from what I'm told, well, they didn't spend too much time talking about it. I don't really have a whole lot of interest in handheld gaming, and it just drives me absolutely up a fucking wall every time good games come out, they're on handheld systems. It's like, what the fuck? It's like the last 5 Kingdom Hearts games have been all handheld shit. And in this case, with the Nintendo, another, and I think this is the second. Well, in this case, it'd be the third Luigi's Mansion game, but the second one in existence, and those are the second one on a handheld system. It's like, really, I loved the first Luigi's Mansion. I played it on GameCube, my cousin's GameCube. It was an awesome game, and I have a Wii now, so I'm something like, release a Luigi's Mansion game for Wii. No, fuck you, we're putting it on 3DS. Fuck off.
Hey, Luigi's Mansion is included in Nintendo Land.
Sort of, yeah.
That's a face palm if you can't hear it.
I couldn't.
Well,
Yeah,
I can't speak for. Sorry. Go ahead.
You can't speak?
No.
Yeah, apparently Luigi's Mansion is the Nintendo Land version of the Haunted Mansion, where basically you go in there and what is it? You're chasing ghosts around, Mo?
Yeah, you're chasing ghosts around in what looked like. Bear in mind they showed this after the press conference, but you're going around what looks like a Pac-Man style maze.
No, they showed that
The
as part of the
players-
press conference.
Yeah, but they didn't show how it worked and stuff properly till afterwards.
Okay.
And it was, okay, you hold on to the Wii remotes, and your idea is to try and track down the ghost. The guy with the screen is the ghost. He's the only one that can see where he is. But the closer he gets to the players, the other players' remotes and stuff start to vibrate. It's like, oh crap, a ghost. And they have to communicate with each other as well, because when the ghost knocks one of them out, the group have to go and revive him while trying not to waste their batteries. So they have to keep communicating and stuff like, oh, no, wait, the ghost's guarding me. Stay away, the ghost's guarding me, it's a trap. Cue General Akbar.
That's a trap!
Yeah, but anyway, next con over to Marcus Shadow.
I thought Mr. Stay-at-Home Dad Gamer over there had something to say.
No, oh, did he?
Oh, it's just
Silly kind of off, I
a minor thing about I can't speak for Square Enix because they do have the money, but a lot of times why they make handheld games is because it costs less money. So a lot of times that's why good games come out on handhelds.
I understand that, but that's just annoying. It's like every time a good game is
Yeah,
like,
no,
particularly it's that whole Kingdom Hearts shit. It's like they released like 4 Kingdom Hearts games and they're all on handhelds, like PSP, DS, 3DS,
Yeah.
DS. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, I understand because sometimes there's a game that I play on a handheld and I'm like, man, this would be better on a system. But,
Yeah.
Although I want to say as well, going to what Richter just said, Dan. I think Reggie addressed it on IGN with an interview with him with why they do this with the games.
Mhm.
He said on the Western markets, when developers want to try out new game engines and try out new features, they try it on consoles. However, in Japan, the Japanese companies, they like to try it on the handheld gaming because it's bigger there.
Mm-mm.
So that'll be the reason for a lot, like you mentioned Kingdom Hearts and stuff, because a lot of those are Japanese-made games. Therefore, they're going to try them on the Japanese handhelds and see what works. Although I do agree, Kingdom Hearts needs to come back to the consoles.
Yeah, there's some. I mean, it's all the good games that they announced for 3DS. Another 2D Super Mario Brothers game, Paper Mario Sticker Star, Luigi's Mansion. It's like, really?
Yeah.
Castlevania.
Can't really complain about the Mario, due to the fact they mentioned New Super Mario Brothers 2 on DS, and we get New Super Mario Brothers U.
Valid point.
However, the rest of them I agree. I wanted a new Paper Mario.
Well, you wanted a Sonic.
I did want Sonic, but I'd also take Paper Mario. But anyway, over to Marcus Shadow with his con.
Yeah, for me it was hard to come up with a con because I thoroughly enjoyed most of the conference. The con I came up with is the fact that I didn't feel they showed enough of what the Wii U pad, the tablet, can actually do. They showed videos of people using it, they showed videos of the gameplay, etc., but they didn't have much in the way of someone actually standing there with the Wii U using it. They did it like once or twice. And I wish they had shown more because what little snippets they showed looked awesome. And when someone actually used the Wii U, it was readily apparent it is a fully functional unit. It could have been used to play these games.
There may be a reason for that, Marcus.
Oh?
Before the E3 conference, they had a pre-conference where they went through every feature in that control pad and showed you how it works, how it functions, what it did, because they didn't want to get bogged down with having to demonstrate what this pad could do at E3. They were like, yeah, we realize it's going to bog down or slow down our conference. Let's do it beforehand.
Well, I'm not saying go through and tell us how it's used and what it does. I'm saying actually show us you using it. Show it, in action.
Oh, yeah, I can agree with that. Like for example, the Sony one where they brought people out and had them all playing on All Stars.
Yeah.
They should have done that with Super Mario Brothers U and had
Yeah.
the people using the control pads and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Or for like
Nintendo
Arkham
Land,
City.
that would have been fun.
Yeah.
Like Arkham
Because I
City
think-
or Zombie, you have someone actually come out with the pad and show like the scanning features. Have them actually physically show, hey, look, the pad is your detective mode, kind of thing, as opposed
Yeah, I mean,
to just
they
a little
can do it for
video.
If they could do it for the fucking dancing game, why can't they do
Yeah, exactly.
Ironically, the game I would have had them do it for, if they had to do it for just one of them, would have been Nintendo Land, because that was almost a negative on mine, is they showed pretty much no gameplay of Nintendo Land. They just showed mainly cutscenes of the train going around and the Mii's walking around, where thereby people didn't know what the hell that was. We were discussing it before we made our lists, and even Marcus Shadow was confused on what the hell Nintendo Land was, and that's because they didn't do it during the conference. They waited till after the conference to then explain what it was, which is stupid because they then ended their conference leaving people saying, what the hell was that?
Pretty much.
Not to mention they ended it 20 minutes early.
Yes, but we're not going to get into that.
Nope. Which means our final con, we're going to turn it over to Stay-at-Home Dad Gamer, aka Sad Gamer, aka Richter, Hammer, aka Baldy One Kenobi himself. Go.
Okay, well, most of the stuff that they listed wasn't too terribly interesting to me. But the thing I had to single out as it's not really a con so much as it possibly could be, and that they have the little, I think it was like NFC or something. There's a little chip in the Wii U gamepad that can sense things on top of it, similar to Skylanders, how you place the figure on it, which could be really cool. I just very much worry that they could apply that to Pokemon and make the cost of that game completely skyrocket, because that would be a real easy cash grab for them. And with kids that would be interested in Pokemon in the next year or two, I don't really think I could afford getting all those Pokemon and putting them on that pad.
I'm sorry, my
I
friend.
can agree with that. The one I thought they'd use that for, because I think it goes hand in hand with that feature and how the Skylands look. See my Skylanders review. But yeah, it's basically, they're little trophies. They're essentially little trophies. I'm thinking Super Smash Brothers.
Well, didn't I think it was like a couple months ago when they had the trailer for Rabbids, Raving Rabbids or whatever, wasn't the guy putting stuff on the controller?
He was, but apparently that was just an internal concept design that got leaked, which is a shame because I loved the fact he grabbed the Assassin's Creed figure. I wanted to play as an Assassin's Creed guy in Rayman. That would have been awesome.
Assassinate rabbits.
Yeah, but essentially, like I said, the Smash Brothers, like the Subspace Embassy last time in the story mode, they get turned into these little figures.
That's true.
It's not unplausible that they could have said, hey, they've been turned into these little figures, go buy them to free them, and then you go to the shop and there's Mario, Dr. Mario, Link, Toon Link, Sonic, and stuff like that.
And Meta Knight is sold out because he's broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only problem is like if I would hate it if the character I wanted to play as is like the rare one or something, and just be like, oh, you want Zero Suit, Samus? I'm sorry, there's only one per case, and you're just like, damn it.
Plus, if they do that, then they can all get their Smash Brothers finishers, like in the awesome video that you can see. What's the name of that site, Mo?
Which one?
The one with the video with the Smash Brothers fatalities.
Oh, Dorkly.
That one. Check out Dorkly.com. They have a hilarious video of Super Smash Brothers guys doing fatalities. It's awesome.
Yep. But I think that
And the best is Dr. Mario's.
My favourite then was probably Samus's, where she leans in, goes to kiss Luigi. He looks at her, blushes, gets hearts around him. Then Metroid runs in and eats his head.
Nice.
No, the best was Dr. Mario, where he pulls out a syringe and just straight up fucking poisons Link.
It wasn't a syringe. He literally, because how Dr. Mario the game plays, he literally stuck a whole thing of pills down his throat, like the game where all those pills go down there, which makes Link cough up blood, shit blood, and die. Which we've been discussing this way too much. Fuck it. I'm gonna post a link to that video below.
Do it.
It needs to be done. But anyway, I think that closes it out. We have one more E3 video left to do of this podcast of everything that wasn't in the main three's press conferences, which includes Ubisoft, it includes Activision, EA Sports, they're in the game, and basically everything else. Hopefully one of them is going to be a Sonic game. I'm hoping one of them is a Sonic game.
GTA 5, GTA 5, GTA 5.
Isn't Rockstar not there though?
I don't think they are, unless it's one of the secret games.
They usually don't go to E3.
I'm just saying that because there's a thing, because one of the a possibly fake cover for a British game magazine was linked, and it had all the things that were at E3, and Grand Theft Auto 5 was like the fourth thing listed.
Gotcha.
So
Well, I know everyone wants it there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it could
I know
be one
that
of the
they're
three.
pretty bad about going.
Yeah, they got 3 secret games now. It could be one of them. But this has been it for the Gaming Z Pound podcast number 3 of this. Leave your comments and feedback below. If you like this, once every couple of weeks or once every month, we may get together and do other podcasts about certain gaming subjects. Like we have one coming up this month, if you like this, about what we hope to accomplish with WWE 13.
Oh yeah, and that will also be cross-sponsored by the Wrestling X Pound.
Never heard them.
Dick.
But see ya.